previous class. Okay, so in previous class, defect clustering is completed. Okay, defect reports are also completed. So now we will discuss about what software test process. This is the final topic of STLC life cycle. Okay, so there are how many stages in the STLC? Okay, so first of all, how many stages in the STLC? We can define in the class ending. Okay, so first you can see the test closure. So this test closure is what? So this is a review meeting. Okay, this is a review meeting in between the, okay, this is a review meeting in between the home test lead and testers. Okay, so software test closure is a review meeting. It is in between test lead and testers. Okay, so the meeting is in between test lead and testers. So this is called a exit criteria. This is called the exit criteria. So same like that. So same like that. So first of all, we can start the execution. Okay, we can start the execution. Now we can end the execution. So how to stop the execution? How to stop the software test execution? Okay, so first how to start? Okay, how to start the execution? So all build okay, all test cases are come. Okay, see that one. Very good. Voice is not audible. Please wait. Okay, so how will start the execution? Approved test cases are ready. Approved build is ready, and approved test environment is ready. Okay, so if these three conditions are correct, then we can start the execution. So how to stop the execution? So all modules are completed. Okay, all modules are completed, tested. Next, all user stories are completed. Next, schedule is also completed. Next, no new bugs in the project. So there is no new bugs in the project. So it is what, no critical bugs in the project. So 100% error free. So interviewer is asking definitely one question. Okay, in this topic. So what is the question? 100% error free software is possible or not? No, not. Okay, in testing, 100% error free software is not possible. Okay, that is the answer. Okay. So how to stop the execution means, so interview is asking about how to stop the your test execution. So you say what? So all modules are completed, all user stories also completed, next schedule is also completed. So no new bugs in the project. Okay, there is no critical bugs in the project. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, error person free. Is the error person 100% error free software is not possible in the bugs. Okay, so we can next, we can see what 80-20 rule. So 80-20 rule means it is a Pareto rule. Okay, it is a Pareto rule. So there are two stages, sir. First one is what? Testing starting stage, testing ending stage. In between these two, okay, in between these two, we can conduct what? 80-20 Pareto rule. So in early stages, okay, testing start at early stages, more defects we can find in the testing or not. So more defects we can find in the test cases or project. Okay, so we can start the testing, okay, at early stages. Okay, more defects we can find it. So see this one, time is what? 20% at early stages, time is 20%, but bugs are what? 80%. Okay, so after, okay, after finding the test ending, okay, so test end is completed. After finding the test end, okay, we can see what time is 80% is there, but bugs are 20% is reduced. That's why it is called as a Pareto principle. Okay. సో ఏదైతే మనం టెస్టింగ్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తామో, టెస్టింగ్ స్టార్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఎర్లీ స్టేజెస్లో మనకి డిఫెక్ట్స్ ఎక్కువగా వస్తాయి. ఓకే, డిఫెక్ట్స్ ఎక్కువగా వచ్చి అక్కడ మనకు టైం ఏంటంటే పెద్దగా దొరకదు, బట్ బగ్స్ మాత్రం ఎక్కువ వస్తాయి. ఓకే, సో ఎప్పుడైతే మనం టెస్టింగ్ ఎండింగ్ స్ట్రాటజీ ఏదైతే టెస్టింగ్ మనం కంప్లీట్ చేస్తామో, టెస్టింగ్ కంప్లీట్ చేసినప్పుడు మనం బగ్స్ అనేది ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తే మనకి 80% టైం ఉంటుంది, బట్ బగ్స్ అనేది దొరకవు. బగ్స్ అనేవి 20% రెడ్యూస్ అయిపోతాయి. సో ఈ ప్రిన్సిపల్ని మనం 80-20 Pareto ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఉందండి. Okay, so see this one. So final regression testing, same like that, 100%. This is 100%. So first 20% is divided to, okay, 20% we will give to what? Bugs. So 20% bugs are found in the login module. So next 20% find bugs are found in the admin module. Next 20% bugs are found in the customer module. In that banker module, we can find 40% bugs. Okay, we can find it out 40% bugs. So we can apply on the 40% bugs only. So I means 20% is very less compared to all these one. So banker 40% bugs are heavy. That's why we can conduct a final regression testing or post-mortem testing on banking here. So after that we can find what defects here. Then it is converted to golden bug or lucky bug. Okay, we can check all these. Okay. So in that requirement traceability matrix is also one topic. This is the final summary report of prepared by the test lead. Okay. This is the final summary report prepared by the test lead that is called as a requirement traceability matrix. Okay. So see here. So RTM defines what? RTM is mapping between requirements and test cases. It is covered or not. Okay. RTM is defined. It is mapping between the requirements and test cases to ensure all requirements are working or not, or all requirements are covered or not. So we can check this one. So there are three types of serial number. C is one. First one, my requirements what? First login requirements. Okay. So login contains test cases series. So login contains what? First valid data. Valid username and password contains the valid data. Okay. Next, second one what? Invalid data. Invalid data means so username is mistake or password is mistake. So any one is mistake also contains what? Invalid data. Okay. So next blank data. If you give the username and password field with blank. Okay. This is also called as a test cases. These are also login functions. Okay. So here remarks what? Completed. So tester one complete these three, okay, test cases and modules and requirements. Okay. Next tester two, okay, complete the work on which module. This is called the policy creation module. Okay. So in that policy creation module also we can check the test cases. So it is valid data or not. Next, you can enter the invalid data or not. You can enter the blank data or not. We can check all these three test cases. Okay. Then give the remarks completed. Okay. So same like that. So tester 3 also. Okay. Same like that. Tester 3 also creating the policy payment. So policy payment functionality also containing what? Valid data or invalid data or blank data. If it contains valid data, so here the test case is pass here. Okay. So if expected results are equal to actual results, then the test case is pass. Otherwise, if expected results are not equal to actual results, the test case is fail in that situations. Okay. So invalid data also test case failed and blank data also test case is failed. But the task is completed or not. That's why we can give the remarks as completed. Okay. So these are called as a test TLC life cycles. So now STLC life cycles all are completed. Okay. All are completed or not? Completed. So we will just a brief discussion about STLC topics. Okay. So just a brief discussion. So please wait. Okay. So first STLC means STLC is what? STLC is process to follow test a new software project or product is called as a STLC. Okay. So next software test initiation. Software test initiation is project manager. Okay. Conduct an testing strategy document. Okay. Project manager can be involved in the project manager can hold the testing strategy document. Next test planning. Software test planning means test lead involved in this area and test lead can prepare what? Test plan document. Okay. Based on what? Test strategy document, we can conduct a test planning document. Okay. So this document contains what? SRS document is what? Software requirement specification or software requirements. Okay. Non-software requirement, non-functional requirement specification. Okay. These two are conducted in the planning. So after that, software test designing. So here testers can be involved in the software design only. So testers prepare what? Test cases, test scenarios, and test data. Okay, testers prepare test cases, test scenarios, and test data. So what is test scenario? So test scenario means test scenario is an activity or functionality to be tested in the application. Okay, what to be tested? That is called as a test scenario. So next test case. What is test case? Test cases are conditions to be applied while testing a scenarios. Okay, how to test? So one scenario contains what? So here one test scenario contains multiple test cases. Okay, one test scenario contains multiple test cases. So next one, software test execution. Okay, software designing also completed. Okay, KT sessions can be conducted in the designing. Okay, and a business analyst or a product owner can be involved in this area. Okay, which area? Software designing area. Okay, so next software test execution. Software test execution means what? Testers can conducting smoke testing, real or actual testing, retesting, sanity testing, and regression testing. Okay, so these all testings are complete in the test execution. So what is smoke testing on every build? Okay, smoke testing can be conducted on every bull. So check the basic functionality of the application and check the main functionality of the application, check the critical functionality of the application. We can check all these three functionalities. Okay, here we can conduct only positive testing, that is called as a smoke test. Next, in that smoke test, after what, real or actual testing. Testers can check the conduct the real or actual testing. Real or actual testing is for the first to last one bull. Okay, here we can take the screenshots. So when smoke testing was passed, okay, when smoke testing was passed, then the testing team conduct only real or actual testing. Okay, so here execute what in this test execution we can execute real or actual testing, means we can execute all test cases, positive and negative, both test cases can be executed in the real and actual testing. But retesting means what? So after fixing the defect by the developer, okay, as a manual tester, I am going to test that fixed defect. Okay, I am going to test that fixed defect is correctly working or not. Okay, it can be that retesting can be applied on which bulls, modified bulls only. So same like that, sanitary testing. So sanitary testing is what, after fixing the defect by the developer, I will test the fixed defect plus most related functionality to be tested defect without any side effects. Okay, without any side effects, it is working or not, we can check. That is called as the sanity testing. So sanity testing also can be applied in what, modified bulls only. So same like that, regression testing. Regression testing is what? Regression testing is after fixing the defect by the developer. Okay, so I will test that defect plus all related functionality to be fixed defect. Okay, without any side effects, it is working or not, we can check. That is called as a regression testing. Okay, so what is the risk? Risk you have more test cases and less time. Okay, solution means solution is select important test cases and execute only those test cases is called as a solution. Okay, so next topics means what? Software test reporting. Software test reporting means this one. This is software test reporting. In the previous class, I can discuss all these topics in the reporting. Okay, here testers can be involved and we can prepare what, defect life cycle and bug life cycle. So what is defect? Okay, here what is defect or bug reporting? So after finding the defect, tester can prepare defect template in Excel sheet. Okay, so testers can be using this defect tracking tools. What are the different tracking tools? TFS, QC, or ALM, or Zira, or QTest. These are called as defect reporting tools. Okay. So next, defect life cycles. Defect life cycle or bug life cycle means, so here new defect or open defect are rejected and fixed and deferred and closed and reopened. These all are comes under the defect bug life cycles. Okay. So same like that. Same like that. What here also reproducible defects conducting in the defect life cycle. So reproducible defect means what? Defect is coming again and again. That is called as a reproducible defect. Same like non-reproducible defect means sometimes defect is working, sometimes it is not working. This is called as a non-reproducible defect. What is different? So many defects, so many open defects. So developers what deferred to the next release. That is called as a deferred. Okay, like what deferred means, it is a postponed. Yeah. Okay. So here we can connect what showstopper defect. Showstopper defect means not able to continue further defect until fixing the defect is called as a showstopper defect. Okay. So last is what? Testing closure. Testing closure means test lead can involved in this area, and it is what exit criteria, exit testing. So this is a review meeting in between test lead and testers. Okay. And again, the important topic also is there. That is called as what? Severity, priority. Severity means what? Seriousness of the defect with respect to testing is called as a severity. Priority means importance of the defect. Fixing with respect to client or application is called as a priority. Okay. So you can refer all these topics. So thank you.